Right, we'll start with community development meeting. Could we have some apologies for absence, please?
Yes, it's Rick Baker.
Jerry Campbell.
Councillor Jones.
Yeah,
And as councillor Ward, your check.
Boycha. Yeah. Done. Right, firstly.
Not having a
Yeah. Well, he's the unique. Have we got any disclosures of interests or?
Yes, Chair. Just to let the members know, I'm on the strategic planning of County Council, so just with advice, Malcolm, should I excuse myself from the meeting when discussing the
Power station application.
yeah,
You don't have to, this is a difficult bit, you can't speak the influence anything. Taking it, be there, it's just observed and.
yeah, that's fine.
Natalie, you're the same strategic,
I'm the same, but I will sit through it, but I'll remain mute like I did the last time.
no problem, Barry, Davy?
Yes, for the benefit and council plan, will be the county councillor to have to disclose that.
Just a consultation on it.
It's just asking if we'll basically include that, but I'll get it. Right, actions arising from our previous meetings, we have none. So we can move on to the committee budget monitoring. Oh, sorry if I missed that out, isn't it? Oh. Number 3, sorry, I've missed that one out. It was to approve the last minutes from the 7th of August.
Yeah, great.
Thank you, Davey. Then we'll jump to number 5, just what, community budget meeting.
Sorry.
I have got one. Happy with that one? Yes, one.
Not just any questions, really, understand.
Right, has anybody got any questions regarding the income expenditure account? Of the budget month? Go ahead, Barry.
Well, the Christmas lights at Newton, I think over the past few years, it hasn't had the, actually just don't know what it's getting this year, just to get a fair share of the Christmas light budget decoration.
I mean, the lights are basically as they were in terms of numbers. We've had to, over the last 12 months, renew some of the lights because of they've just been end of that term really, but they're basically been the same. So we've got the same in the centre of Newton, just the lights leading in from the Cromwell and on the Laverick.
So no different from like last year, just that.
Basically, it's the same this year. Some might be refreshed though, Barry.
Thank you.
Any other questions regarding the income expenditure?
Yeah, Chair.
Go ahead.
The contingencies events, 11009. What was the contingency events include?
Yeah, you can do that.
That budget is there to cover all of the events that we have. So it's general health and safety advice that covers everything. We don't just allocate them to the individual budgets. So that is basically all of the external support that we need to bring in, that we've got to look at bringing independent people in to review what we're doing. So that's what we do on health and safety.
On you.
Any others for that? No. We can move on to our consultation for the West Bedland Neighbourhood Plan. So I believe the information what I want is to include a few opportunities for West Bedland, what they've put in their plan. They want to include protecting and enhancing the local area, natural and built environment. So they want to look after the heritage assets and the green spaces. They want to support new employment opportunities, and hopefully that'll boost the vitality of the town centre. And they basically want infrastructure upgraded to keep in with development. So they want the roads doing, schools and health services and so forth, what makes sense to me. And they also want to provide sufficient affordable housing. And they want to try to meet the housing needs across demographic groups. They want to safeguard the existing community facilities and promote new ones going forward. And they also want sustainable and accessible transport for increased connectivity. So that's pretty positive. And they also want the basics like dog fouling, antisocial behaviour, parking and public toilets, all what the council should provide anyway. They want them addressed. So that's your proposal from West Bedlington. James, I'll have it, just happy.
No, I mean, we're just a consultee, the same as the residents of Bedling now. So it's really, if you're just in general support, we'll just pass a comment over to the county council as a town council. We basically support what down there.
Chair, I would just move to support it.
Yeah.
And that.
I would just move to support it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good, Charlie.
Yeah, I was just gonna say before, said, I've read something, they've done a very fine job of it, you know, and, the dots all the things and everything, you know, their eyes wide, so, a lovely job.
Excellent. Right, we shall move on to item number 7, town and country planning application. So this is to consider the former power station site for development. Basically, we've got to address power station site at Camas, northern side. What the proposal is, basically access, layout, scale, appearance, landscaping, hitting the relevant planning permissions for 2 data centre buildings, including office space, security gatehouse, associated landscaping and infrastructure for phase 1 of the data centre. Anybody got any comments they would like to make on that?
Yes,
Wait,
I
no,
would like to support this because it's going to bring a lot of jobs to to Camas for people from Blyth. I still
Right
want,
area.
I still want the bridge again, I would like. I'm still fighting for that.
no problem, Kat.
I would, yeah,
Right,
support it.
Brian?
Also, I'll second what Kath said there. I support any jobs in this area is massive, but not just that. It's the £15 million a year that I think is going to be allocated from business rates from the county council. It's going to take a lot of weight off and strain off the council and push that back into local services. It's going to be really good. I think I think it's something that the county council has done really well to get right after the, upsetting, and I think everybody will agree with it, with Britpop not happening. I think this is sort of a diamond in the rough kind of thing, if you agree, Chair.
Yes, it's all positive from my perspective. Anybody got anything more on that?
I'll just say, obviously, we all went to the meeting, the data centre, and this is like phase 1, so I think I pretty much started, this is just to get the other one, so there'll be another application comes in.
Yeah.
For the main buildings as well. Brother said that was this month.
I
We
thought
were
you
gonna
were
put
going
it
to quiet.
So,
I thought you were going to
oh,
quiet.
sorry, I get myself carried.
It's getting there, it's positive. It's
It's
moving forward.
absolutely positive, yeah.
It's what we want,
As
you know
well.
what I mean?
Only
So,
one thing I would like to see is when it's built and that about the power. The electrics and that, we want to make sure we're not gonna have they had loads of power cuts. Because it's the biggest data centre, no, I'm serious.
They've got
The
plenty
biggest
of
data
backup diesel
centre back.
generators, I believe.
Aye, but, we could be in the dark and they could be in the light with a generator. No, I must say,
Get what can.
that's the only thing.
Go ahead, Denise.
Could I just say as well, I chatted with, you know, the lady that was heading up
Yeah.
this data centre, and she has given me assurances that she will personally oversee, because she didn't believe it was right about the culling of the deer. She said that will not happen because there's more deer in there, and she said that will not happen going forward. They will have a different plan in place.
And
Thank you, Denise.
I went to the first one. So.
Brian?
Yeah, I'll just shed some light on that deer issue. The reason why they were culled is because there was that much interbreeding between the deer. There was deformities.
Point is the work told.
Yes, because there was that much deformities with them. They were just, if they released them into the public, back into the wild, it would cause more issues within within the wildlife. It was assessed by, I believe, 2 vets who came along and they said the breeding between the deers was just that bad that there's no way they could release them.
Yeah, she did. She should find another way.
I mean, yeah, but you know, what else? What would be a more humane way?
I don't know. That's why I was asking her,
Yeah.
and she said she would find another way. But she said it certainly wouldn't be that way.
Right, are we all happy with that one?
Yeah.
So we're gonna move on. Number 8, the local transport plan. I basically seeking advice on that, what you would like in it and things like that.
Home zone, Putney.
No problem. But county councillors, if you put it in via the email link that you've got, that will be considered. So we've got the home zone at Cooton King.
You want to, just for the benefit, do you want to just give a
Yeah.
minute on that?
The home zone in the Putney area has been, it was done in 2006. And it looked lovely made at the time, but there was no carry out inspections on it after 6 months, which it should have been. The person who was delivering, he went. So there's really no inspection done on it or anything. It's now dilapidated, it's just a ruin. I've fought 7 years now to get this on the LTP programme. And this year, I finally got John Riddle to tell me that he had money left over in the budget that could do some of the road. So I've said if we can only just tidy up the roads, the main roads in and out, would be ideal just to get started. And then when we get some money, look at the rest of it, because it's a run-down area now. It looks terrible. So that's what this home zone is. The home zone's meant to be for residents, not traffic. We do get traffic going through, and it's about being patient to the drivers and that. And you say it's only 20 miles zone limit, so it's just mainly for residents than it is for the traffic. And they decided to take the pavements out, saying it would look better, but to be honest with you, there's flooding in different parts of it, which is why I fought to get it done up, tidied up. So that's what it is, and every time this comes around, I want it put onto the programme. What they'll come back with is, well, I haven't got that kind of money. And that's what keeps coming back. And I know one of the lads from Highway told me he's really wanted it put on, but it keeps getting knocked back. As I got out of Glenn Sanderson's yard, they might get some more money to do these things, but you know, Sanderson wants out of it. Sorry, Tom. But that's the way I feel.
No problem. Has anybody got any other thing that they would like to be considered for the local transport?
Chair.
Go ahead, Davy.
And you get a lot of emails from people on Plessy Road area. The cricket pitch in the Seahorse about the speeding along there. We've looked at the speeding and things like that. It was reduced from an A road to a B road. I'd like to see additional safe crossing islands or in fact a raised pedestrian crossing along there.
Whereabouts for that, Davy? Because you've got a pedestrian crossing at the rugby club,
Yeah,
or you want the one like higher up?
further down as well, putting it further down to help the,
Because the kids cross at Newlands
yeah,
Road.
it'll help the children, crossing around there, because you get children from the South Beach area coming across there and crossing to go to the high
Yeah.
school and there's a few things in there, which might benefit it, you know, but mainly it's school children crossing, elderly and reducing the noise in the area.
Yes.
On-road noise, you know.
Right, good idea for that one. I
Oh,
would support that.
Right, home zone phase one. It's on there, so we'll keep pushing it.
Yeah.
But I only give them 60 grand. More than that, put it right.
No. What I was going to say was we'll take all these ideas from the members, but I think other people might have more. And then at the end, we'll have to discuss and kind of agree the top 3 priorities.
Go ahead, Barry.
So what I was gonna say was, I think the closing date for the council supplement is about the 17th of October.
Correct.
So I've got 3 schemes that I could put to this committee tonight, but I've just been up to the housing residents to ask them for theirs, is it okay to delay it? Or do you want them now? So the 3
The
schemes
idea
that
would
I've
be
got,
to agree them tonight.
what's that?
The idea would be to agree.
Right, so what I would be putting in, would kind of be amended if they come back with something different.
Would have to get the committee to agree.
Right, so, okay, now, right, so it was for the whole of Druridge Drive to be resurfaced. And a possible token or similar crossing for the residents on South Newsham Road. To get across to the walkway, there's been a few asking for that. And I was reluctant to put it in tonight because depending on the planning permission being granted, the new scheme might include one. And the third one for Newsham was Delaval Crescent from both ends, the whole lot.
Reservice.
Yes, research, yes, it's a mess.
Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I would like, I might have got this wrong, so hopefully I haven't got this wrong, is see, and everybody's, it's quite a majority of the local population Coopman. We're saying they want to see reduction of speed bumps and more chicanes. To basically, because the damage to the cars, if you go to the bridge, it's
Albion Way.
Albion Way,
Bit stretched.
somebody's hit with the sun. And as you turn into Briley Road, I was all the way down there. I've been asking for the last 4.5 years to have something done where it's just chicanes, where, you know, sort of slow the speed down and not these speed bumps. There's 2 on Briley Road that were identified last year were being too high. They went out and measured after I asked them to be repaired. They were repaired, but they're far too high. You see some cars taking off in there, but I would like to see speed bumps gradually sort of done away with and more chicanes because, you know, there is evidence that they do damage cars. And I think we need to start.
I sort of get that, but
Yeah.
I've been told another one as well.
Mhm.
Obviously, with them being in there, so you had a deterrent.
Yeah.
There's certain areas would have got nothing whatsoever, you know?
Yeah, no, I totally understand because if you go further down, school hasn't, outside the school hasn't got anything. And all the way that road
Yeah.
has, but I think we need to start being sensible about this. They're causing more damage than good, and you know, if we go down the chicanes, but then, you know, like in avenues, they've got the bricks sort of staggered.
Yeah, I know.
And if you speed, you sort of, you know, move to that. I would like to see that if that's possible.
No problem. Kath?
I thought there was some chicanes being put in on along Boat Driveway. Which was out of Gordon Webb's money.
Definitely hasn't been done yet.
Well, it's just the money's in for it.
I didn't know it's hit half, it's not been.
Yeah, wait.
I just want to back up what Cass saying that was actually in the plan to be,
Yeah.
and I'm sure it's pretty imminent for that being installed. It's there, the money's, the funding's there.
I totally understand what you're saying, that they're gonna get put in Ford Drive. I'll probably need to explain this a bit more. The ones that are already there need ripped out and chicanes put in.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
because they're damaging cars, not the ones that are not there because it's not on Ford Drive. What have you?
Yeah.
Yes. Daniel?
An island crossing chair between phase 1 and phase 2 of the South Shore. There's a lot of school children in phase 2 with parents who come along the road, and they're not using the 2 zebra crossings either side because they're too far apart. So they just run across the road. That's my
We
only
want one directly in the middle when they come in the cut. No problem. That's been reduced to 30 as well, that road now, hasn't it? Interesting.
Yeah, but just in reply to Daniel there, this new cycle track, they're gonna put extra crossings in. And at the presentation at the beach, we're talking about where the actual crossings are gonna go. And they're gonna go in between the roundabout and the Amersham Way roundabout. And then further down, where the cutted solitude is, where they had them placed on the diagrams. I said, look, that's no good, nobody crosses there. So, you know, you're right, they do need them in certain places, for crossing. And I think that's already in the plan for the cycle track to move to one, further down where you're talking about.
I think, to be honest, Chair, mine's probably the number one priority than the rest of the residents, I would say, based on that cycle track.
Yeah, we'll have a chat when we come up with well, let's start that one. Thank you very much.
Can I just mention a barrier, George Drive, present, using phase 2, 150 grams being put in that for, carriage repairs.
But that was last year, and I don't think it's had it. I've been around, it's a mess, and it's a mess, but I think that was put in, but I don't think
I've seen it, like.
I've seen it,
I've just seen it in there as well, just
yes.
same as the whole.
Is that about?
95.6.
Aye.
So the current financial year.
Yeah.
Sorry, copy,
I've seen
there's
it,
some
aye.
copies on there for you.
Yes, but
All the schemes
Oh,
are
yeah.
agreed.
yeah. I think that's like, but I thought the county council has to put in the market and confused. So
Well, you-
I've never put anything in yet.
You put your schemes in and then what we ask the Blythe Town Council.
That's what I'm
If we,
saying.
if we want to put anything in, it extra to add in. And then
Yes.
we'll get 3.
You've got like, you've got News and Road Blind carriage repairs 340,000, but I haven't put that in.
Well, that would be from,
That would have been a.
that would have been from last year's,
Yes,
council, as
yes.
as the county over here.
It's like,
Yes.
it's like.
They're like
the zone
submitted.
out sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
These were submitted over a year ago, Barry, these ones, and then they went through the, you know, the various machinery of the county to come up with this agreed plan for this financial year that we're in, so. But what we're talking about tonight will go into consideration for 26, 27.
Correct. Yes, so that's what, look, this year, will be for next year's if I was 1 and 3.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm-
Right. Everybody happy with that?
I did have another one. I have another one there. About the avenues, the building just after the war, you know, in the 40s. By McCulloch, the builder, post-war housing, they planted them trees in the places. They call it the avenues. When we look at the avenues now, this is part of it as well, but a lot of these trees are now bursting the paths. And they're always out there repairing. We had a tree fall not so long ago. The root system's actually damaging, whatever's underneath there. Had one main report that she had, the gas mains, affected by roots. Another lady said she had a big thick tree was growing through the bottom of the house. It's not an easy thing to get rid of trees. They had a guy from London, a tree specialist, have a look, a good few years ago, and he was in touch with county council and the guys that do the trees, and tell them they had to be brought down a certain way. And I think they're patching up with bitumen and everything now, where the root system's absolutely damaging the paths. I'm thinking maybe, you know, we could get a look at that. Instead of getting trees removed and different trees put in with a different root system, and you can still call it the avenues after that, you know.
So it's basically the trees are getting too
It's
large
getting too big
and
and
that
Like
create a lot of
people's
hazards.
cars are getting damaged, they're paying a whole lot, you know. And that side, you know, they're blocking the light out in a lot of houses. And you're getting a lot of damp around there now, you know.
Sixth Avenue was terrible. The back.
Go ahead, David.
Just to, hang up what Dave said, I've actually been in touch with the council for a number of, trying to get the trees reduced in height because they're only about 20 foot higher than the surrounding houses. And some of the trees look as if they're going to fall down on a house, and I'm trying to get them sort of locked up at, which level, and one of my concerns is it's coming up late November when we get high winds. And if any of those branches get broken off, but in some of these trees, in the last high winds we had, branches blown off and fell beside cars. So the likelihood that they're actually going to land on a car quite soon would be, in my opinion, I think we've been looking to get away with it now as far as the council's concerned, so that could end up being an insurance claim. But if it lands on top of somebody, like a large branch, it could end up seriously harming them, you know?
Yeah.
So I think these very high trees need to be addressed. And there's some trees in actual fact which you can get and they only grow to a height of around about 15 feet. And that's the maximum height to get at. And I think this is the point that Dave's trying to make. We can actually have like smaller trees planted in the areas and get these big trees removed because they're a danger to the public.
No problem. Taken on board. As I say, I'm taking yours on board as well, Davey. Yeah, sensible suggestion. Go ahead, Denise.
Just to mention as well, there's a similar problem with the trees, bringing all the paths up on Tyndale Drive. The bottom of Tyndale Drive.
I know where you mean, across the road from the back entrance of school. I've reported over the last 4 years, so I'll agree with that one.
Yeah, that's
They did
mine,
go-
it's my wall. I don't know if there's any on your
Yeah.
side or.
Yeah, on your opposite side of that, yeah, I know what you mean. But that's been happening for years, they've come out and repaired it 3-4 times, so I agree with
They're
that.
coming up through the ground, aren't they,
Yeah.
and going back down.
Because if you come at the back of that school, I'll let them finish.
You could, can we do a review of this?
Right?
Can I continue?
He was,
Yeah.
I just didn't want to disturb you.
Aye. No, it was just on something else.
So yeah, it's up, as you come out the back of the school, where you've got the long cut, it's like where the area that hasn't, was for the temporary school, for the SEND school, you know what I mean?
yeah, that's higher up.
Yeah, you mean the other end?
I mean at the other end, at the bottom of Tyndale
Going
Drive.
over the bridge. And then the
No,
other.
that would be used.
You know where the road actually ends and it doesn't go anywhere and you hit a field.
Yes.
As you're coming up there, there's trees that are literally coming out of the ground and going back in and they've cracked all the tarmac. It's
Right.
where you've got a paving and the
So it's probably
tarmac,
best to look the whole of Tyndale Drive then,
probably.
right? Are we okay adding that, Chair?
Yes.
Thank you.
Right. So walls forward. Right. So we shall, do you want to discuss that one now, or do you want to leave that later on?
No, I think
About that
if we
one.
can kind of discuss our
Right.
top three, if you like.
No problem, so we'll fire on for a try and formulate a list of what three most important items what would like included in the LTP. So Pat's put forward the home zone at Coogan Key, more work. I've been down there, I've seen the state that it's in, it's not particularly good. Then we've got Davey has requested the pedestrian crossings at Plessy Road. Barry has requested the Jura Drive resurfacing, South Newsham Road, Coogan Crossing and Delavan Crescent resurfacing. Brian has mentioned about the speed bumps,
Yes.
but I think that's town-wide as well. If they're all too high and stuff like this, basically
But
adopting a plan for more chicanes as opposed to having
Yeah.
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen I've seen a lot on Facebook about around Coogan. I don't know about,
There are a lot in Coogan.
yeah, I mean, if you go, there's every road more or less in Coogan has them. I mean, yeah, even,
I've got them
Brookside.
at, Princess Louise Road now.
Brookside's got them, you know, going down there, and that's not even a main street. And if you come, you more or less need a 4x4 to get over some of them. But I think they need a massive review in Cumberland.
Yeah.
Princess Louis Road, the residents asked for them.
Did it?
The homes, yeah.
Then we've got, Daniel about the island, which was linked to what David was saying about the cycle routes. And basically the trees, which is stopping access for people on paths and stuff like this all over the. I think we're gonna put that basically Blythe wide as well for to incorporate Denise's as well. So I've seen a lot of pavements, especially around Undercar Terrace, that are all up, you know. So it's which order we would like to put them in. What is what top of the pops? What's what top three?
Homes, no.
Can I just say here that, maybe we should be looking at it from the point of view of which are the longest standing problems that we've got. Try and get rid of the ones which are, and maybe think of next year and then get that one resolved. You know, because I mean, we're talking about Castle Race just like 7 years ago. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it's still not resolved.
Yeah.
Really, we've got to be looking at.
So say we've got an aspect for safety as well, you know, obviously with Davies Road and stuff like that.
Two, isn't it?
So obviously Kath's put forward for the home zone, which it's obviously I'm in that ward as well. So I would like that to be on it because it's a complete nightmare down there. I don't know how it's ever been passed regarding fire engines out like that getting in. It's
Struggle.
it's a dangerous place, like, you know. But as I say,
I mean, they put them trees in, which was supposed to be low maintenance. They're bringing the roads up now.
yeah,
Mm.
it's a weird sort of place. Well, did
Call
we
them
take
Mel
the vote
Richards.
on any of these, or did we
I'm-
just discuss it through?
No, I think we've got to get a consensus for the
Yeah.
three.
Am I correct in saying that the design around here was designed in somewhere in France? Somebody once told us. The side of the roads.
Oh,
I know it's got a lot of things like when you'll see the circles,
Yeah.
they're just there subliminal, or I'll slow down because it's a circle, it's a roundabout.
Well, that's all.
Roads are slipping like that.
The roads were sort of kind of designed when it was originally made.
the home zone was, taken up one in Manchester.
Was Manchester.
Yeah. That's
Long
what
way
it
from
was.
France.
Yeah.
You're close.
Mm.
Go ahead, Davey.
Ask is the home zone just around the Croft Ward as well?
It's in the Cook Key area, the Croft Road.
All of the Croft Ward?
It's like when you go in from Huntons Road, you're going to Durban Street, you come down Disraeli Street, you'll turn, you go down Wright Street. That's all the home zone, the way it runs. I mean, it's, you know, they just tidy things up. It would look a lot better, but I mean, on the corner of Wright Street, I've seen that many bumps. It's ridiculous. There's a bollard that was outside the club. Every week that's been getting put back in. I've got one outside on the corner of my street. I've put that one in.
It is a nightmare, that corner. I think it's people
Yeah.
get.
Daniel, did you have a question?
Just on regard to this one, Chair, is that some of these applications get circulated for years, and I think 7 years is a long time to wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm happy to support that one as priority, Chair.
Right, so are we happy to support the home zone to go in as top of the pops number one?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Can I just say as well, you know, we'll have three, which we put forward as being, you know, what the council are supporting. But this doesn't mean to say they'll get into the programme, it means that they'll be considered for when the programme is going to be actually finally approved, you know, February, March, however it is next year.
Doesn't mean it's going to get done, but at least we keep pushing it.
Exactly.
What we need to do.
So, anybody have anything to say about any of the other ones if they should be included? Go ahead, Daniel.
Can I just
Work
ask-
around you.
Councillor, I was asking just about, so were you asking for removal of the humps around Cooper?
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
yeah, it's general, if you went out and done a survey in Cooper Ward, you get 99.9% of the residents who drive, who will see it, don't want them, and it's just a nightmare.
Just to come back on a chat, I must admit, when I drive through Cooper, they are pretty awful to drive over. They're very
They're a
strong.
complete nightmare. But it's one of them ones, they've put them in,
You've got
you
them
know.
all over.
aye.
But just based on what Kath said earlier, did you say, Kath, they were asked for by residents at the time?
No, that was pretty.
Princess Louise Road, apparently they were asked for them.
Right, so your alternative is chicanes?
Yeah.
Right, and that's the entire Cooper?
Yeah, they want something, or you know, the ones that come tight that are on Tiny Hill Drive,
Yes,
them just to slow you down to go through.
That's
No,
okay.
no, with chicanes staggered.
Stepped.
So you go around like that. Chicanes work really well. They worked a lot of time in Afghanistan and Iraq. So I think they're going to work in England.
I don't know, as Daniel was saying, it might be best for to try to get away from the speed bumps altogether and try to put something in for like Blythe White, sort of thing, traffic calming measures where
We
you.
could use Cooper as a sort of a test site of see how it works for the
Well,
board.
that's where you get more speeders, so obviously, yeah.
Yeah, I just as a point check, when the speed bumps were put on Newton Road opposite Park Farm Villas,
Yeah,
they were not very well received from what I heard. But they did reduce the speed, but those speed bumps aren't as lethal, shall we say, as the one we're. I don't think
The ones outside
there's one pattern like doing
Yeah,
nearly,
they said the
gets
spot.
me appetite.
Yeah, because I mean, I asked for it to be repaired, and my kids always go, you know, watch out that speed bump, and it's not, so I just asked for it to be repaired. But that's the one that's far too high.
Yeah.
You've
Even
got
in
to
Devon-
really
in
slow
Devon
down to
one.
come over. It's a nightmare.
Last point check just from me is, I think that one probably will get circulated in here for quite some time,
Hmm.
but there's nothing to say, would like to see it done, but
Oh,
I imagine that would be quite a bit of money as well. So they'll probably teethe on that one for a while, but I'm happy to support it.
Right, is anybody else happy to support the speed bump issue? Right,
Thank you.
we'll put that one in.
But just to clarify, this will go to county and they've then got to consider this after.
When they're not there.
In the
Overall
plan,
budget.
yes.
But I mean, the one on Bryony Road being service, and yeah, that's one that I kicked over this thing about.
Right,
They do a workshop as well, you know, because they do a workshop on the LTP. I think it's in October sometime.
I think they've had two already, I think there might even be a one tonight.
Yeah, they can't,
Next one,
cancel them because of lack of attendance.
Right.
I discussed with Mark, who actually have it because, sorry?
I wasn't aware of them.
Oh, I sent it to all members, a while ago and I sent a follow-up to say because of lack of attendance. But I did agree with the chair that we could have this meeting tonight because all the county council have been through a training programme, I believe. I don't know exactly when, but in all town council have been through this process every year, so I felt comfortable in having this meeting tonight. But it has been issued a couple of times.
Yeah, so. Davy?
Yeah, I'll go back to the trees again. It's not just, the avenues, it's Cooper as well, built around the same time, you know. So that'll be quite a big project, sorting that lot out, you know, the way the trees have got to be cut down. They've got to be cut down gradually because the root system throws in all the moisture and then you get structural, damage and things like that. So within my thing, I'd like to, stick in Cooper as well, just getting the trees done. I think where else was it? Buildings done this around the same time, Isabella? Isabella, you know, done the same time.
Did the trees come in the
Label?
highway programme, was it not?
Yeah,
there?
late one was
They go
built
present.
about the
They got,
same time,
Princess Louise Road, yeah.
built the same time as the avenue was in there.
Some of them around there are the old put together concrete slab houses, I think.
Like some of them are prefabs and
Yeah, that's it.
on the
Yeah,
frontier.
was what I thought. My,
So really, mine was, it includes the whole of Blythe actually. When you look
I
at
think
it,
that's, I
you
think
know.
that's a particularly good idea. As I say, my ward's deeply affected by it as well. there's a lot of areas where are getting a little bit older going on, and I think if they have been neglected and the pavements are terrible. So I think I would like to
people with
include that
disability,
in the
that's
list.
walking around there and what have you, or even in the dark, you know,
Yeah.
it's quite a.
Well, with
quite
my
a problem.
daughter, I found someone in a wheelchair stuck at the Civic Centre the other day on it.
Yeah.
And she rang me and I had to go and get them off the hump what was there, you know.
That bit, that's the one when it flooded.
Aye,
It's like, oh, it's awful.
go ahead, Daniel.
I imagine the county council are looking at a tree policy, because I don't know if you saw, there was that tree in Northburn that collapsed on that garage the other week. So I imagine they're gonna say to the council, I'm gonna sue you, because it's your tree. But I've, to be honest, the point was, I've never seen trees come under transport plans before.
That's what I was just.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they had.
It'll be the pavements.
Yeah,
If there's an obstruction on the pavement, then it comes under highways, because it's the same as, you know, hedgerows grown over a pavement that comes under the highways, because that's just that deal with something
And
like
then
that.
it takes in force, doesn't it? You gotta get the tree out and then.
Go ahead, Mal.
I mean, what it is the highway that's been affected. If a pavement's gonna get affected, the road's gonna get affected. But what we will do, whatever's agreed tonight, we're gonna have to through probably Lisa to get exactly more detail from the three people who put in the kind of successful proposals. But if we can have like a fourth one, because I think it comes under the LTP, but if Richard McKenzie all of a sudden says, well, actually, we can put the emphasis on another division of the county council, it then means we can slot
Yes.
the kind of the reserve one in.
You know, just in my opinion, don't mean, he's saying it's the safety of the children on Passy Road.
Yeah,
So
very
something,
important.
yeah, where the garage is, get something, because the kids are just like running in front of traffic. I mean, I experienced it the day I was driving.
That'll be east street up there where the garage is, wrong about that way is. Where they come through the cut from South Beach,
Yeah, they come through the cut.
onto Barras Avenue West, and then they come
That's
along
right.
where the garage is.
Behind the jet garage has a cut there as well. They've got the one near the cricket field,
Yeah,
which I think it gets well used anyway.
so do you think that one would be better at the garage at the top? Further down, next to Newlands Road was?
They've got a safe crossing area, island in the middle across from where the seahorse is.
Yeah,
But I don't think it gets used very much. I was thinking, what's the street called again? Newlands Avenue.
yeah,
Um,
so that'll be the beginning of Barras Avenue,
East Time.
West Newlands. Is
Yeah,
that where that is?
just where Newlands Avenue is, yeah.
Right. So
Barras
everybody,
Avenue West, that's right, right.
everybody happy for a crossing there? What to go number 4? Yeah, great, yeah. Happy with that one? I'll just, you want me right, I don't think you've got it.
You've got to pay like, you get, yeah, no, take it off you. But I say, we'll contact everybody, you know, we'll contact, like I said, Catherine, Brian, David, Denise, about some of the specific examples that you've got, please. And then we'll include that within the thing.
Right, so we're happy with that one.
I'm gonna have to excuse for this college and I'm gonna have to be in.
No problem, Barry. Take care. Right, are all happy with item 8? Yes, we'll move on to item 9, proposed events programme 26-27. Lisa's looking at those. So this is for all our events 26-27, basically, got the Blythe Live in, they've got everything in. Is everybody happy with it at the moment? Got a budget of 189,000, expected income of 18,000, and what total is 171.
Sorry, Chair,
Go ahead,
normally we let the manager of the events
right?
take us through them. one by
No
one.
problem. Go ahead. Gonna give us a prod.
Alright.
I'm doing for you.
Thanks, Chair. So, yeah, this is a detailed, proposal for the events for 26-27. The majority of them are rolled from what we've had in the past. A few changes, a few tweaks, a couple of additions. So it's a sort of what it might look like, just getting the feedback from, citizens to, any sort of suggested changes they might like to make or anything that they're expecting to see over the programme. Really is just an overview, and obviously the detailing, it just gives you a bit of insight into each event, for anybody that hasn't been at any of the particular events, and just to sort of get feedback really at this stage. Without reading through the whole thing.
No,
It's read out for everybody, so it's kind of a.
It's no, I've not, what you've done since you've been here has been brilliant. I can't not really anything. I'm trying to give you a bit of ego or, big up too much. But, what I would like to see introduced, and I hope everybody supports this, is, and I've tried before, on the last council, is something incorporated with armed forces. Yes, I compared, that Sunderland do it. I don't think there's one in Northumberland, but I would like it because Northumberland has one of the largest contingencies of veterans in Britain. I think we need to start appreciating what the veterans have done for this country and the causes they've done. Writing a blank check up to the up until their life, for the serve this country. I would like to see it added, if that was all possible, if members agreed with that.
Well, I'm all for that, you know.
Well, I have to say that, I would think that's something that has to be seriously considered, because I don't think they get enough consideration, considering the fact that they're putting their lives on the line, and they don't really seem to get any kind of, recognition.
No, they're great, guys. Be the veteran myself, no, I totally 100% agree. We do have Remembrance Day, one day a year, but.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a few conversations, haven't we, about it over the time, but I mean, we've had conversations about the Sunderland Armed Forces Day, and it's a huge show, so it pulls the resources, quite heavily, so there's not much left. We have talked about some of the groups as well, but we've talked about alternative dates as well, haven't we? Obviously, for the last 4 years, we've had quite a heavy nod to an armed forces celebration with VE Day, D-Day, the coronation and the Jubilee. So we've been acknowledging it, but it's never been branded as an armed forces day. It's a heavy time of year for some of the events that we have, because we only have a fortnight at the minute between Blythe Live and Carnival. I think armed forces is right in the middle of that.
Yeah.
And again, we've talked about the fact that Sunderland sort of almost drains all the resources for Armed Forces Day, so it might be that we look at a different date, if that's something to do. But from a sort of recommendation point of view, from conversations with like the TA and the cadet groups, they struggle on Armed Forces because it's so busy.
I mean, I spoke to quite a lot of the armed forces, in the reserves, because not both here now. Sorry, I keep on saying to you, but they were quite happy to send somebody along. And I think we would plan it, or start planning it early enough. We can try and pinch some of the assets that Sunderland they use, but we also have quite a lot of, regiments up here in Northumberland dotted all the way up to Berwick that probably would support work and come here rather than going all the way to Sunderland. So, I definitely, and there's armed forces charities that would probably love to get involved. Sorry, Kath, I might be pinching all that.
Go ahead, Kath.
I just want to remind the members though that Sunderland is a city and it costs a fortune to run an armed forces day. County always does it every year. So they're our main body, is where it comes from. We might be able to do it like on a smaller scale.
Yes, I agree, yeah.
But you can't expect it to be, because it'll just drain our resources.
Might be a silly suggestion, but could we sort of incorporate it with the Blythe Battery sort of event?
It's a total different type.
I think Julie already answered the Padby one.
I think in terms of the Blythe Battery Goes to War event, knowing the like layout of it, I think it might be at its capacity already, and they're getting a really heavy footfall. I think that might one, but we've certainly come on leaps and bounds in terms of working with the battery, with the event. So the VE Day and D-Day event, where they shut the battery for the whole weekend and they came to support our event. So there's been two as almost like trials of an Armed Forces Day under the umbrella of a national sort of recognised day. But their support is there. So that we have there is there. It's just my concern that we've pulled too much on sort of, volunteers, and it's a really busy kind of fortnight, but it's certainly something we can look at. But I think I don't know who mentioned it, but I think County Council do something down at the beach for Armed Forces. But it might be that there's a bit of, it's very, very gentle. It's a very sort of gentle event. But it might be that something that we could work with them on. And I don't know who leads on that. Whether it's
The
Jackie.
County Hall, that's where they do it.
But there's one at the beach as well. There's an Armed Forces, something, it's very locally.
I mean, could we not pull it
Yeah.
into the town centre and have it on
Yeah.
and,
I mean-
start getting people in.
Go ahead, Natalie.
Supporting it.
Hey,
Go ahead,
sorry, I drifted off. No, I just wanted to support that. Obviously, I think that we should be having more armed forces, civic pride events like that throughout the year, not just Remembrance Day.
Yeah.
That's, we're always constantly thinking of that remembrance, so we could have a celebration of the armed forces, bring in the cadets, bring in, all of the
Yeah.
organisations that do come out on that Remembrance Day and have a celebration for them. throughout the
Well
year.
said. Davy Swinton.
Yeah, I popped in there through the week or last week. I'm not sure, so I was told so late now. I come in with a brain idea of having a brass band competition in the centre of Blythe, Battle of the Brasses, But anyway, what it was, I've come in, I've worked a lot of mayor events all over the place for being the mayor. We don't actually have anything, charity events regarding the mayor, so I came in and asked Malcolm and asked Julie about this, if we could set something up as a charity event and bring the mayors in from different regions to get a look at Blythe. I watched that movie at the cinema with all the people at Blythe talking about how they felt about Blythe, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I'd like, my last visit was Spennymoor, and hey, what a wonderful town that is, man, and what they've done with it. Because I remember it from back in the day, when I used to visit it. It's really nice now, so I would like to try and promote Blythe in a similar way.
So you would like to have a mayoral event?
Yeah, but I'm talking about next February, maybe,
No problem.
Can I just clarify that, Julie can do some background work on the brass band competition, which would come to this committee for inclusion or not inclusion within an events programme for next year. The bit about the mayor's charity, that wouldn't be at the behest of this committee, it would be come under the mayor, which is under governance.
Right.
So that particular charity about where you get people for coffee and cake and what have you, that would be a different committee to,
It's
but we can look at that
sort that
separately.
out. Go ahead, David.
And you go back to Brian's point here and say that, and just back up what Denise said, and I think there's a lot of money that's being spent and funded here on things which are, as far as I'm concerned, like peripheral things, and nobody really appreciates the fact that they've got the freedoms in this town because of the efforts made by people in the forces, and I think more money should be spent on that. And I think it's a great idea that's been brought forward to sort of integrate something that we're already doing now with and include the forces more. It's all right turning around and saying that well, we've got this expenditure and we're spending it on like farms, playing and all the rest of it. But at the end of the day, these people wouldn't have that privilege of looking for these people who've made a commitment and many losing their lives because of it,
So Julie's got that, she's gonna have a
Yep,
look at
yep.
that, and everything else what we've had a look at, and we'll take Davies to governance and we'll see if we can move forward with that one.
Good, Chair.
Daniel?
Statements, Chair, just to say Julie and you, all of the events I've just been able to read through, they're always well attended.
Mhm.
they always get better and better, you know, the attendances. I'm really impressed with all the work you've been doing, and couldn't praise it anymore, to be honest. Just keep doing what you're doing, and it's getting people in the town, the beach,
Yeah.
the Ridley Park, and you know, especially like actually the Easter one that you set up. I think it's just been fantastic. In particular, the children have got in.
It's growing and growing, that one.
The silent disco one you started this year, didn't you?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
That was really good. I saw sandcastle competition. You know, seeing the attendance of that, fantastic. And the other one that we did here, that's always straight out from Joe Fully, isn't it, all the time?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
keep it up, fantastic work.
Jolly good.
Well, he's been good, but never mind. I'll just say though, Julie, since Julie's come into place, we've never had any problems. We've never had anybody feeling back rubbish. It's always been positive. And I'd just say, like to say, well done, Julie, because you've done an exceptional job keeping it going. Been fantastic.
Thank you, Kath. Well done, Julie. Natalie?
I was just gonna feedback as well, one of the things that we did get off, some of the residents was that the silent disco just wasn't long enough.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
They must have enjoyed it that much.
Wasn't long enough.
It wasn't long enough.
What's the sessions?
Yeah, they needed a bit more.
The silent disco was a bit of a funny one. So we, after the, sorry, for the right, just give a bit of light on that one. I think we first met with the people that produce it about 3.5 weeks before we had the actual event, and it came about because once we'd got all the invoices in from the music festival, we realised that we did have a bit of we had a huge saving. And I reached out to Malcolm and I said, can we explore this option? I've got another event that we can use within the budget. Could we possibly look to put this on? So it was a very quick turnaround for that event to see what it was like. The company do them up and down the North Tyneside coast, but in their words, they said, we've never come to buy because we didn't know if it would work. So we wanted, it was a sort of almost like a taster. So the hours, where at Colour Coats and Time Out, they get like a 3 or 4 hour slot. This was almost let's have a sort of a test and see whether it works, see whether people would like to come. So the hour was I had no idea whether people would come and be like, what is everybody doing? Is this, crazy? But they did buy into it. So the feedback from the company was they'd love to try it again in more of the way that they do it in other areas. Now we've all had a go at it and sort of seen how it works. So, yes, I agree with you. But there was a reason for it to start with. We've got the feedback, people loved it. And yeah, it was great. So I think
Kath?
The only other thing I wanted to add to that was the vendors and that were actually getting more money back from them than what we've ever had.
Right.
So we're always in bit of debt really, but one paid for the other. But I think this one, what I've noticed through the finances, that Julie's actually got more money coming back in from the vendors than we've ever had.
That's all about,
I
Kath.
think it's brilliant.
sponsorship programs starting to kind of come on board now. We've got new sponsors this year again. Hayes Travel is sponsoring
Yeah.
Christmas, so that's starting to.
Can I just say one thing? I didn't even know what a silent disco was. I saw them all dancing around. I thought, well, what did this? And nobody's singing that.
So enjoying themselves.
It was
Davey.
quite funny that
Yeah,
way.
I've got down to the beach just for the last, I would say, 20 minutes at the silent disco, and it was very well attended, and that set out really good as well. And near the end, you started getting very high winds off the sea.
That's
We're all holding on to the gazebo, so it might have went up a bit longer, it might have stayed, but they had to hold on to the gazebo for safety reasons. They sort of had to start and wind it down,
Yeah.
But it was really good, really good. I was dancing by it.
No,
No.
I'll say whatever.
It's no.
It's always as a dance.
So is everybody happy with the events program?
Definitely.
Julie, are you finished?
Yeah, I think it's not sort of set in stone at this point. This is a what we can look at, what we can roll forward, and just to give everybody an idea of what the events for anyone that hasn't been quoted particular ones, it gives you all an idea of how they come about, roughly what the costs are.
Then you've got to.
So I've got a bit of an idea of where we're planning, where we're going ahead for next year, because it is helpful at this stage to have just some sort of provisional save the dates for some of the companies. Just so they've got an idea of where we're heading, nothing in stone, but it's handy to have it, so.
Everybody happy with that? Okay. Yeah, right, we shall move on to number 10, delegated actions. So I believe they have all of the lists, for the information that we've gave them today regarding events and everything else. So I gather the office staff will be working on that, but come up with it and bring it back to the next meeting. So that's that sorted. They've got all your lists, you're all ready to rock. So we shall move on for that one. And we will go to agenda item 11. The date and time of the next meeting is Tuesday, the 25th of November. Well done, everyone.
I don't care.
Thank you very much.